Hey everyone, this is Alex from DevConQ, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to build a trading strategy using KDB-X and visualize everything with a dashboard created by Pulse. Now Pulse is a very cool and easy to use dashboard tool created by TimeStored. You can find it on timestored.com. You go to Pulse and then you can download it and start using it. It's free for up to 3 users for personal use, and if you need a commercial license then you can just buy it and start using it. Now this video is mainly how to create a dashboard. It's quite hard to describe that in a blog with pictures, so I created a short video to show you how to create a dashboard using Pulse. You can follow along the tutorial on my blog devconq.tech, and I will describe and explain all the code you need, and it's also on my repo. You go to devconq on GitHub, go to projects, and then you will have there a folder with trading strategy that creates that contains basically the code for your ticker plant and the CP. It has a data loader, the feed handler, and also some dummy data stock that I got from Yahoo Finance. Now, under the Learn section, tutorials, and then Pulse Powered Alpha, building your first trading strategy with KDB-X and Pulse, you can follow along this tutorial, and I will show you now how to build a dashboard. Now, first thing first, we need to set up our feed handler and ticker plant. So for that, we have our feed handler that basically has a function that loads the data into memory, and then you can just push it to your ticker plant. Later on, I will also show you how to build a backtester. So let's do that. So we go to our stocks data, then we start off our feed handler, and then we can use the load data function to load our data into memory. And as you can see, we have now our data in memory. Next thing, we're gonna start our ticker plant. We're gonna start it on port 5010, and then we're gonna connect to it from the feed handler and send the data to it. We're also gonna bring up the CEP, and we're gonna start it on port 5001, where we connect our Pulse dashboard to later. Now, let's stream the data to the ticker plant. For that, we open my connection handle, and then we're just gonna send the data synchronously for the time being. We don't need to worry about asynchronous communication now for this simple project. Okay, and as you can see, we have now our data in the CEP. Next thing next, after you install Pulse, we can simply start it with java-jar pulse.jar, and this will open a web browser where you can build your data. And basically what we're gonna build is a dashboard that's gonna look like this. So you're gonna have 2 drop boxes where you can select your stocks, the ones you're interested in. You can pick the date range you want to have, and it will interactively change the data you're interested in. So let's go and do this. First thing first, you need to set up a connection. In the connections section, I already did that, devconq CP. It's very easy. You just do connect to data. You pick the data type you want. This is a KDB process, and as you can see, we run it against port 5001. Then in the dashboard section, you just create a new dashboard. We can rename it. We call it DEFCON Q tutorial for the time being. Save. Now, the first thing we want to do is we are gonna add our volume chart. So for the volume chart, you just simply pick a time series, and all you have to do, it already gives you some sample code. This is even creating code on every 5 seconds. So we're just gonna delete this for the time being and change it here from only on interaction. Okay, we don't have data. Now that's fine. Save query. Save. Let's see. So what we want to do is we defined in our CP some functions. So we first have the volume chart function, which basically selects the volume for a specific stock, and it also calculates the average volume. Now we can use that one, volume chart, and what it takes a stock and then a date range in days. If we run our query, you can see it's already working. Now, because we want this to be interactive, we have to add a user form. So we're gonna add the user form, and you can just simply drag and drop where you want this. Once the user form is there, we're gonna select a Dropbox drop down. That's the one. And you can just rename it and to choose a stock. Okay. And instead of having list, you can see here, these are some hard-coded values. What we're gonna do is we're gonna choose an SQL query, which is gonna connect to our KDB process that we have running. Again, we're gonna do this only on interaction. And what we want is we want exact distinct sim from stocks. Save query, and here we go. We have all the distinct sims. Now we also want a date range. So we're gonna pick another drop down. This time we're gonna rename it into period. Okay, and this time we're gonna simply hard code it. So we want 365 and then 1 year. And now we're gonna do simply 365 times till not times 1 times 2 times 3 times 5 7 10 and 15. So the next one is gonna be 730. That's 2 years. Then the next one was 195, 3 years. Then 5 was 1825, 5 years. Then we have 2555 for 7 years. And then of course 365 for 10 years, and then 15 was 5475, that's 15 years. And then we're gonna do one really large one for all. Okay, now we're gonna save it, and then we can see we have 2 years and all this data. Now, how do we make this interactive? So for that, you need to select the volume chart again, and if you see on your input form, you can see you have key 1 and key 2 assigned to the first drop down and the second one correspondingly. So in our volume chart, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pass the first key, and you escape them with 2 curly brackets, and this is gonna be key 2. Now what you want to do is you want to parse this to a symbol because it's a symbol, and here we want it to be negative because we want to take the end of our time series. We save it, and now you can see we have a nice little interactive volume chart. It's as easy as that. Now the next thing we're gonna do, we're simply gonna add our time series. We're gonna drag it here. Now again, you get some sample code. We're gonna delete the sample code, and if you look into our CP, we have a price chart function that basically creates whatever you need for the price chart. So we're gonna do exactly the same. We're gonna pass the key. Don't forget to parse it to a symbol. And then we're gonna pass the date range, basically the days we want. And we are gonna do this instead of every 5 seconds, we're gonna do it only on interaction. Save query, and here we go. Now, if you saw this table, the information displayed in this table is pretty much the same information we're using for the price chart. And we don't like doing things twice. So basically, we created a function that tells you what you want. So we can just reuse the same code. So basically in this case, we're gonna use a table, and we're gonna put it here. Now once the components are on your dashboard, you can easily move them around and define what you want. Analytics. Okay, again, same. This one is the key 1. For the key 2. And basically in this case we want a table. So that's how I defined, and we're going to do it only on interaction. Save query. Okay, now all we have to do is we can do a nice formatting. Format, we want it to be a tag, so it's changing color depending on whether this is a buy or a sell. Then we also want to do a little bit of more formatting on the volume chart. On the basics, you can do a margin right, we're going to do 100, and margin left, we're going to do 100. And we're going to do the same for the price chart. So margin right 100, margin left 100, and we're gonna save everything, and there you go. We can switch off to design mode, and here we have a really nice chart. Now we also said we're gonna create a backtesting tutorial, so let's do that. Now for the backtesting tutorial, we actually don't need the period dropdown because we want to have it in real time. So for that, we created a function real time, and that one only takes the stocks and the columns you want. Now we're gonna remove this drop down for the period. For the volume, we're gonna use analytics real time, and in this case we want only key 1 because we're interested in stock and the type of table. Now this was the chart, okay, and this time now we're going to do every second. Save query. Now for the volume, we have volume chart in real time. Okay, every second, and we save the query. Let's see what volume real time. Volume underscore real time. Okay, that's correct. Volume, it's not volume chart, it's just volume real time. Here we go, and then same for this one, it's gonna be in real time. We're gonna delete the time range. Okay, so now we have prepared everything. And you're missing a semicolon. Save, and now every second. Okay, cool. We have everything. Now that we have everything for real time, obviously we still have our historical data here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the CP and we're gonna wipe out our data. Now it's empty. Now your chart is also empty. We don't have 0 rows data required to render chart. Okay, now if we go to our TP, what we can do is we have a function stream defined, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna simulate that we're streaming 1 day at a time every 100 milliseconds. So for that, we first get our distinct dates in ascending order, exec distinct backtick date, because we have a time column from data. Okay, our date list is now min max at dates from 1980 to 2025, and we have a counter that is 0. So if we index into our date list, okay, at counter 0, we get the first date. Now our stream function is doing exactly that. It indexes into the list. It will then update, then stream the data to our TP, and then increase the counter by 1. So the way how you can call a function on a timer is by using .set.ts. By default, this isn't set, but if we set it to show x, okay, and then set the timer to 1000 milliseconds, which corresponds to 1 second, every second we will see the timestamp. We set the timer to 0 and it will stop. Now what we do, we use our stream function that will stream 1 day at a time to our DP, and we set it to .set.ts, or .set.ts is going to be defined as stream, and then we send our timer as 100 milliseconds, and you can see it starts streaming data. As soon as this happens, our trading dashboard is live, and it will show you how your backtester how your strategy is working. It will generate signals. You can see we already have a buy signal, then we have a sell signal, another buy signal here, another sell signal there. You get all the information. You can see we had a sell here at a specific price. The volume was 28 million. And that's pretty much it. It's quite easy. So check out my tutorial on devconq.com, devconq.tech. It's actually .tech, not .com. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, happy coding. That's it.